So that happened. After days, no weeks, no months of waiting with bated breath, the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Abbott Elementary crossover has finally arrived. After some typical off-screen shenanigans land the Sunny gang with community service, they must now assist the teachers and students of everybody's favorite underfunded elementary school, Abbott Elementary. It's as good an excuse as any to take these two drastically different shows and try and fit them together. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work. At least not now in this first half. Abbott Elementary is a family-oriented sitcom focusing on the struggling teachers of the titular school. We follow the trials and tribulations of a cast of lovable characters, just trying to do right by their kids. It's the kind of sweet and endearing comedy that makes you feel like all is right in the world. Everything is gonna be okay. Sunny, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. It's an R-rated dark comedy about a group of narcissists who couldn't care less about the consequences of their actions or the effect they have on those around them. You would think these two diametrically opposed tones might actually make for some solid comedy. I mean, wouldn't it be kind of amusing to see the Sunny crew on their quote-unquote best behavior? Both shows have also ventured away from their typical formats in the past, with some success. In fact, some of Sunny's best episodes are when they've decided to take risks and try something new. Abbott Elementary as well has had a few episodes that have broken away from the classroom format, allowing the characters to explore new dynamics and scenarios. So when Quinta Brunson and Rob McElhenney decided they were going to do a crossover of their two respective shows, I figured, why not? I trust you guys. Show me what you got. It turns out what they have is a rather sterilized version of Sunny and a pretty flat episode of Abbott Elementary. After the volunteers arrive, they are quickly paired off, save for Dennis. Dennis's storyline in the episode, or rather lack thereof, just puts a spotlight on the main issue at hand. It works as a one-off joke at first, but then serves as a reminder that the Sunny crew should be nowhere near these people. These characters do not belong here. The characters from Always Sunny are known for being loud, brazen, obnoxious, disorderly, aggressive, which should be funny in an inappropriate setting like an elementary school. I mean, I'm fine with having a bunch of bleeps as long as the characters are still acting like themselves, but they're not really. I know you can use the excuse that they're just putting on a front because they're aware of the fact that they're being filmed, but I can't shake that, for instance, Dee would act a lot different when being confronted with a love triangle between her, Janine, and Gregory. At no point does she threaten to burn her like the last bitch who crossed her. I mean, this episode also has a joke about one of the teachers, Melissa, eating ass. So, what are we doing here, guys? It's like we're willing to go so far, but at the same time, we're having the Sunny crew act like toned-down versions of themselves. Another storyline that honestly should have been a lot funnier is Mr. Johnson and Frank. I mean, they're both the old men of their respective shows, right? They could be trading lots of war stories, so to speak. I mean, Mr. Johnson has had a lot of different lives in the past. That's been alluded to before. So why not have him be like an old business mogul, right? That used to have some kind of rivalry with Frank in the past, and when they see each other at this school, it brings up all this old drama. But instead they just have Frank hanging out with Mr. Johnson, tending to the garden, and eating dirt. Literally. Perhaps the biggest missed opportunity is pairing Mac off with Ava. Ava is the flamboyant principal of Abbott Elementary, and is by far the most narcissistic character on that cast. In her continued extortion of the golf course next door, Mac gets to see that there's in fact a criminal in charge of this place. This does open the door for the self-proclaimed sheriff of Patty's Pub to meet his match in an actual badass. Funny stuff. But I can't help but feel like it would have been better if it went further. I know there's only so much time to dedicate on every pairing, but wouldn't it be fun to see Mac do more than just be Ava's glorified errand boy? The best storyline of the episode is hands down that of Charlie Kelly and Barbara Howard finally getting to meet. I mean, they are my two favorite characters from those respective shows, but I'm sure that doesn't cloud my judgment at all. Long-term fans of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia will know that Charlie Kelly's illiteracy is a big aspect of his character. I can't tell you how many jokes have been made at the expense of this character's intelligence, ironically resulting in some of the most clever jokes on the show. That being said, it's incredibly exciting to see somebody like Miss Howard come in and actually make some headway when trying to teach Charlie how to read. It's particularly entertaining for fans of the Sunny lore, providing a new piece of continuity that may have an effect on the show going forward. A heartwarming moment to end the episode on, even if you're not familiar with any of these degenerate characters. I gotta be honest, it feels kind of weird reviewing a 22-minute episode of a sitcom, but I love both of these shows, Sunny in particular, and I really felt like I wanted to say something about this. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the longest running live-action sitcom of all time, and as it approaches its 17th season, I really feel like it's time for the show to come to an end. My thoughts on the show as a whole can be saved for another video, but basically I think that their best days are behind them, and even though they still put out some banger episodes, they're pretty much on their way out. I could understand why Sunny would want to get a little bit more experimental with its last handful of episodes, and a crossover is one of the few things that they haven't done yet, but I'm not really sure why they chose Abbott Elementary to do it with. In contrast, Abbott Elementary is just getting started. This acting is only the halfway point in their 4th season. They don't need these kind of gimmicks to breathe life into their show, and their choice to cross over with Sunny is just as confusing on that end. It's like Quinta Brunson is out here straight up telling people that watch her show not to watch Sunny, and I don't fault her for that. I don't think children should be watching Sunny. It is not for them. But that's just got to be why this is one of the weirdest crossovers in television history. I know I've been harping on it a lot, but still, it blows my mind. These are not characters that are easily put into a PG setting. And quite honestly, the more I think about it, I don't think the Abbott Elementary characters are good for an R-rated setting either. I think when it comes to the second part of the crossover that will be taking place on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I can maybe see some of the characters like Melissa getting involved in one of the gang's antics, or Janine getting a little tipsy, but even still, these are characters that I associate with being sweet, at least sweeter than the gang on Sunny. I don't really want to see Barbara Howard be tainted by anything that the gang is willing to do, but I guess that's part of the appeal. I'll definitely still be watching. I mean, I watch every episode of both of these shows, but I gotta say, this one was pretty I'll give it a Charlie plus. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you specifically. Thank you.